Let's talk about the two other methods that I have of polishing something. As I've mentioned before in several videos, one of them is a piece of cut up loofah. It's very fibrous. It's hard to tell with all the glare there, but it's a very fibrous piece of material, plant thing, normally used in bathing. It's used to scrub dead skin off of the body, which kind of makes it pretty good for doing polishing. I'll get to the other method in a moment. Now this right here is a block of scrap oak that I've got plans for. We'll see that in another video upcoming. And it was glued to another piece, so there's some, I think, poplar still glued to it. But we're going to take this side here, and I'm going to try to show you what this polisher will look like. You can see the wood there. I'm going to do it in three sections. One of them is going to be the loofah section, one of them is going to be the neutral, and then the other one is going to be that third method, or that second method that I keep hinting at. So let's just go ahead and get started. Now my polishing compound here is simply melted beeswax with a bit of linseed oil put in there. I forget what the ratios are on this here, but it's a pretty decent paste. And all I'm going to do is take this thing, get a nice glob on it, and we're going to just basically rub it in. Now, of course, since it's got kind of an oily surface to it, it's going to shine a little bit. If this were a raw piece, it probably might be a little bit sanded. Like I say, this is just a scrap piece of wood. And you can tell from the end of this thing, you can see a little bit of the dirt coming off of it, that it is in there. Okay, so here is the piece of wood. If I can get it out, there it goes. You can kind of see where the polish is on there. Like I said, it's oily. I'll just take a rag, wipe it down a little bit. But it's a very nice finish to it compared to the rest of it, which is raw, nothing in it. It looks nice. It feels good. I like, when you rub your finger over this, this feels really nice. Now, let's move on to the second method that I've been hinting at. And for this one here, I'm just going to take some of the polish, stick on there like that. I put it on the wrong end. It is a steel wool. It's the 4/0 or 40 steel wool. And I was surprised when somebody had suggested it. It didn't make much sense to me at first, but then after I thought about it, yeah, it made a lot of sense. So you just take it and do it the same way. You put the polish on there and you start rubbing it in, and it starts to fill into those cracks and crevices and crannies. The end of it, it just looks like anything else. As far as steel wool goes. And I'm going to even go so far as to put it a little bit on the end grain. Now, like I said, this is going to shine because it is a polish, but okay. Here is what the end grain of it looks like compared to the other end grain, which hasn't had anything done to it. And then you can kind of see badly. I really need to get a diffuser for this. What the polish looks like compared to dry part there. It looks nice, or compared to the back side. So those are the two methods right there. A steel wool and a loofah chunk. Like I say, you can pick these up at the dollar store. These you can pick up almost anywhere, from a dollar store to a hardware store where you get a big pack of them. So that's it for polishers. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Thomas. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Polisher series. If you like this, subscribe to it. If you want, get more notifications when I do videos, hit the notification button at the bottom. And thank you for watching. Okay, so one of the projects that I have been working on, and there's no video for it because I started it a long time ago and we're way too far gone to try to catch you up now with it. I've been working on an old tube radio, trying to restore it, and having a hell of a time because honestly I do not know what I'm doing. It's electronics and I know nothing about electronics, especially trying to read a schematic that's almost 100 years old. But one of the things, and I wanted to show it to you real quick, I thought this one, I believe this is a capacitor. It might be a resistor. I really don't know. I'd have to look it up on the internet to figure it out. But I liked the way that it looked. So I mounted it on just a little block of wood. And when I get the radio working eventually, it's going to be displayed somewhere near it. And I'm going to have the thing in front here engraved. But I just thought that was the neatest looking thing. Most of them are dark brown and covered with crud and very ugly, but this one here just kind of stood out.